Hello guys, this is your boy Ali Solanki and today we'll be talking about how to choose a name for your startup. This is something that is almost impossible to change once adopted. So watch this video till the end and avoid making mistakes in these crucial parts of your startup journey. Also, this is the second video of the startup series and many more videos are lined up to be published soon. So subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon so that you don't miss any new updates. The first and the foremost thing when it comes to choosing a name for your startup is checking its availability. To check any name's availability, you need to do three things. First, go ahead and search for the name's domain. Let's say, for example, you're selling cucumbers for no good reason and you decide to name your company as Cucumberify. I don't know what it means, so don't at me in the comment section below. But once you do have some name in your mind, then go over to your web browser and search for the name of your company and put a .com at the end to check its availability. Now, you should be seeing a screen like this. If you don't and there is already a website hosted at that domain, then it's better to choose another name for your company altogether. You can even search for the available domains on websites like GoDaddy or BigRock. The next thing that you need to do in order to check the name's availability is to directly search it up on Google and see who you will be competing with in order to rank your website. Also, make sure that when you search for the name of your company, there is no prompt saying, "Did you mean?" It would most definitely hurt your company in the future. The last thing when it comes to checking the availability of a startup's name is to check if it has already been registered or not. For the Indian audience watching this video, y'all can go over to this website, scroll down till you find check company name availability, and once you do, you can easily enter your startup's name there. Now, this step is extremely important for you guys so that you don't have to face any setbacks when it comes to registering your startup's name. The second thing that you need to keep in mind while choosing a name for your startup is do not use more than 3 words in your startup's name. This is because the chances of people mispronouncing your name increases. Apart from this, it also becomes difficult to use in your day-to-day life. If you see any top companies today, they usually have at max 3 words in their name like Google, Facebook, Reliance, or even startups like Swiggy or Zomato. These are just 1 word names. If your startup's name exceeds 2 words, then make sure that you're using a 2 letter word in it. Like in the case of Book My Show, the 2 letter word is my. The third thing on the list is verb potential. What I mean by this is nowadays we tend to use the names of the companies interchangeably with the task it performs. Like, say for example, instead of saying printouts or photocopy, we usually say take out a Xerox. Now, Xerox is a company, and most of us don't even know that because we are so accustomed to saying Xerox in our day to day lives. Similarly, when it comes to searching something on the internet, we usually say things like just Google it up. Google has been interchangeably used with the act of searching itself. So, whenever you're trying to solve a big problem that exists in the society through your startup, make sure that your company's name can be used as a verb or the solution to the problem itself. However, there are some sectors where there is no verb potential at all. Like, for example, the hospitality sector is one of the categories where I haven't seen any company's name having verb potential, even if it is as big as Oyo itself. You can't go ahead and say just Oyo it. It sounds pretty weird. But if you do find a name which has verb potential, then whenever someone uses your startup's name in their sentence, you would get free promotion along with it. It would help you in marketing as well. The next important thing on our list is meaning in other languages. You do not want your startup's name to sound something vulgar in any other language. This would hamper your sales in that country and you would have to face losses due to such a small thing. Like, for example, if I tell you to buy something from this company, I'm pretty sure you won't even buy it even if they are giving it away for free. And yes, it also has the same pronunciation. Now, this is a family friendly channel, so I won't say it, but you need to look at this clip to understand what I mean.
At CMO, we are here with Mitch Fogel, the president and CEO of Lund.
So that's why it becomes extremely important to know what your startup's name means in other languages. The next thing is check your startup's short form if it has more than 2 words in it. Like for example, look at Paytm itself. The full form of Paytm is pay through mobile, but who uses its full form anyways? So make sure if your startup's name has more than two words in it, then its short form does not sound something awful. The next thing on the list is to capitalize the first character. Now you might ask, what difference does it make anyway? If you write a big paragraph of a lengthy text and your company's name is capitalized in it, then it pops off from the other text. You can spot it easily, and you can even try this on your own. Write out a paragraph and put the first letter of your startup's name in capital, and you'd see the difference for yourself. The next thing is, do not use numbers in your startup's name. This has two major disadvantages with it. One being, whenever you want to fill a form or want to put your startup's name there might be a case where they would not accept numbers in that field altogether. Another disadvantage of this is someone would write the numbers in your name in letters. That is, they might write 1 as ONE or 2 as TWO. This would create discrepancies when it comes to what is the actual name of your startup. It will also cause a lot of trouble when it comes to registering your startup's name. So think about it beforehand only and avoid using any kind of numbers or symbols while naming your startup. The next thing that we have on our list is use a rarely used word. If you look at any of the top companies today like Google, Netflix, these companies either invented a new word in itself or picked a word which was not used quite often. Why is this useful? Well, first off, it creates a sense of uniqueness to your brand. A unique name will often make the customers feel that your brand is all about innovation and doing something out of the box. Apart from this, it also helps in ranking your website faster on any search engines like Google. You would face no competition at all if you have a unique name. The last thing that I want to talk about while choosing a startup's name is to avoid names which can easily be pronounced wrong. Now, there is a reason why I kept it at the end of this list, and it is because there are a few exceptions to this rule. Now, take for example the brand name Google. It's pretty easy to pronounce and impossible to get it wrong. Okay, almost impossible. This helps in keeping your brand name having a consistent pronunciation across countries and languages. However, as I said, there are exceptions to this rule, especially if you're targeting the fashion or the lifestyle industry. The exceptions that I was talking about are Louis Vuitton or Versace in this category. I hope I pronounced it right this time. So that's it for this video, and if you like this series, then please do share it with your friends and in your college groups, and also like this video and comment what you want to see in the future of this series.